You know, it's a good thing that I take time in putting my videos together, because it gives me more time to get more content for the video. This young man, Nipsey Hussle,
outpouring for Grammy-nominated artist Nipsey Hussle. The rapper shot multiple times outside the LA clothing store he opened with his brother, later dying at a nearby hospital. The shooting happening in broad daylight, with 2 other men also hit Sunday afternoon, while the gunman is still out there. 33-year-old Hussle, whose real name is Ermias Asghedom, grew up in South LA. He had spoken publicly about his long association with the Rolling 60s Crips, one of the city's largest street gangs. Minutes before the shooting, the rapper tweeting, "Having strong enemies is a blessing." This photo shared online appears to be one of the last of Hussle.
Check it out, y'all. Y'all need to wake up. Wake up! Wake up! Wake the fuck up.
Please, wake up.
That's what y'all need to do. You know what I'm saying? There's too much killing, too much violence, too much hate in this world. I just don't understand, you know what I'm saying? Throughout my lifetime right now, I've seen so much turmoil, so much violence, so unnecessary, so much unnecessary shit that we're going through. I just don't understand it. There's so much positivity in this world that's just getting overshadowed by all the negativity that's going on out here. Last night I made a live feed about Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle shot 25 times outside of his own clothing store in Los Angeles.
I mean, for real, it's despair, hopelessness. I think I'm disheartened, disappointed, and disgusted. You know, that the very people that we all work so hard to try to liberate and uplift are the ones that ultimately, in the end, you know, hope to see our demise.
For what? What's the reason? They don't know. The guys that shot him up is still at large. Let's put all this in perspective. Tupac, Biggie, they were shot. They're killers, still at large. While people still speculating on what's going on and what's happening and what happened to them, but in reality, the killers or killers are still at large. My man, Tentacion, I can't pronounce the dude's name, but he was just killed.
Rapper XXXTentacion shot and killed in South Florida. TMZ reports the 20-year-old rapper was leaving a motorcycle dealership in South Florida on Monday afternoon when a gunman reportedly ran up to his vehicle and opened fire.
Months back, last year, somebody shot him up in his car. Was it a carjacking? No, it wasn't a carjacking. Somebody just rolled up on him and pow! Just took him out. And now, Nipsey Hussle, 25 times, rolled up on him, and for what? You need to get together, y'all. You need to understand. I got, after I get finished, talking about Nipsey Hussle, I found this video that I think is a positive video. I think this young man is telling the truth about what's going on, and y'all need to listen and pay attention to that video. Nipsey Hussle killed in the shooting outside of his LA store. 2 other men was killed. They wasn't killed, I'm sorry. 2 other men was shot at. One went to the hospital and the other one refused to go to the hospital. A lot of stuff going on, with the police shootings and the police violence among minorities and stuff like that. What we need to do as minorities, as as black people, we need to stop with the hate. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you guys come here on Facebook, come here on Instagram, YouTube, and over here talking about, yo, I love my haters. I love my haters. I love being hated on. You guys need to change that. You guys need to change that. There's some people out there that's not gonna like what you do. There's people out there that's not gonna be down in your corner. They're just not. The same people that you fucked with back in the day are probably not the people that you're fucking with now. The same people that was in your corner that you thought that was helping you out are the same people that's plotting your downfall.
Who can we call? Say I need $5, $500, 5,000, 500,000. You think if you used to having all this money and you call one of your friends and say, man, I'm doing bad, dog, I need whoop, whoop, whoop to do this, I'm gonna bounce back and I get, man, what? You doing better, they're gonna talk about you. They didn't do that to Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. They knew that he a hustler, he about making money. So, but it's having the right circle around you. And that's why I just start cutting some of my friends. I say, you know what, I gotta have the right circle around me. Because when that hurricane comes, you gotta be able to pick up the phone and whoever got love for you, they got to show that love.
Them the ones that's coming with the side eye, with the back hate. You know what I'm saying? Sitting there kumayaing with you while at the same time hating on you. They don't want to see you come up. They want to see they with you because they want to see you when you fall flat on your face. They shaking your hand that you thought that you was cool with, but in the back, they plotting to take your shit from you.
I show you my hand, and you slap it away.
Whether it's your woman, your money, or your life. Grammy rapper Nipsey Hussle was killed in a shooting outside of his clothing store in Los Angeles on Sunday afternoon, law enforcement said. 2 other men were shot and the suspects remain at large. Los Angeles mayor, I can't pronounce his name, so I'm not going to pronounce it, responded on Sunday night by saying, today we lost a great musician, Nipsey Hussle. Rest in peace, Hussle, man. It's too many of us going upstairs, going home way too early. Police sources said Hussle was shot multiple times in the parking lot of Marathon Clothing on the west side of South Los Angeles at about 3:25 p.m. and that he was pronounced dead at the hospital. 1 other man was being treated at the hospital and a 3rd man declined to be treated. No other information was available at the time. But just a couple hours before, Hussle, 33, I can't pronounce his name.
What's your real name? My real name is Ermias Asghedom. My first name means God will rise.
Last year, telling the LA Times, in our culture, there's a narrative that says, follow the athletes, follow the entertainers. That's cool, but there should be something that says, follow Elon Musk, follow Mark Zuckerberg. Coming from the inner city, it makes sense for me to be one of the people that's waving that flag.
This is sad, man. You know, I understand he was a representative of the Rolling 60s gang, I believe. Yeah, Rolling 60s Neighborhood Crips, one of Los Angeles' largest street gangs. He publicly acknowledged that in a 2010 interview. But he became like a positive role model for some of these cats out here. You know, his new album that just dropped this year was nominated for a Grammy.
Rapper earned his first Grammy nomination this year for his debut album, Victory Lap, recording songs with some of hip-hop's biggest names, including Snoop Dogg and Kendrick Lamar.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys just coming up out of the game and trying to make something happen for them, it's a good thing. You know, at least he was turning it around, but there is some people out there that was hating on him that wanted to see his downfall.
Heard that you learned something in jail. You can make more money selling hair than you can selling drugs.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That tip on entrepreneurship is something Nipsey's taken to heart. At his retail shop at Crenshaw and Slauson, he does big business in imported hair. His Crenshaw branded clothing. He's also invested in real estate and music.
I never met $100 million drug dealer. It's plenty billion-dollar hip-hop brands. There's a lot of things that are more profitable than drugs, but they're not as glorified and they're not as accessible to us.
Nipsey Hussle. Have you heard of Nipsey Hussle?
Of course. Yeah. I didn't experience his comedy.
You were young.
One of my older homies threw that name at me, the Nipsey Hussle name, and I liked how it sounded. And then, I got educated after the fight.
The other half is going to detest the very existence of that person because their greatness upsets all the things that you're not doing in your life. And so every time they come in contact with somebody operating on a high vibration, internally, the things that they aren't doing for themselves and the things that they haven't made happen in their life causes them to be unsettled, and that usually ends up in violence, in senseless violence due to jealousy.
So what you're saying is it's really jealousy and envy.
I did my homework, and I didn't realize this dude was a staple for his community, man. Out of all the interviews, out of all the reports, the news reports and everything that I read about this man, this dude, even though he rolled in the game, he took that and made a change.
Now just talk about how you just created this new wave of hustling, man, and Jay-Z actually purchased a hefty amount of the mixtapes too. Yeah. So go ahead and break it down for the people.
Yeah, we offered it for free online, so anybody that wasn't, privy to the music, they can get hip to it for free. But everybody that been following me and that, I had developed as a fan leading up to the release, we set up a website, IamProudToPay.com, and charged $100 for the hard copy. And we sold out the first day, you know what I mean? And Jay-Z reached out, he bought a box of 100, that was $100 each, so he sent us like 10 racks and just, he voted with his money and he saluted us with a check, so that was 100.
Yeah, that's definitely 100, man. How did it feel to hear that, Jay-Z just reached out and he wanted to purchase a bundle of the mixtapes? How did that make you feel?
I mean, we all know how influential Jay is, so I felt like, for him to go public and point to what we did, I was big and I was humbled by it. I respect him to a different degree. I automatically had respect for his legacy, but for him to be at the height he at and acknowledge what I was doing, I felt like that was A1. That just made me recognize how much of a real dude he was,
Not only that he was a Grammy-nominated rapper, but he was an entrepreneur. The spirit of entrepreneurship. This man owned businesses. He owned houses. This man was a father, a son, a brother. This man was a pillar of his community. He actually brought, this man literally gave back to his community. For this coward, and it's not just him. I'm talking about everybody, all right? I'm talking about everybody. For this coward, for this dude to come up there and start some rah-rah stuff, only, my man came outside like, might have said, look, dude, you're gonna have to take that somewhere else, or yada, yada, yada. He didn't want him in front of his store. And what I'm talking about is Eric Holder.
This is the man the suspect wanted in the murder of Nipsey Hussle. Now, this is Eric Holder. He was last seen in a 2016 white four-door Chevy Cruze with California license plate 7RJD742.
For him to be in his ego, in his pride, because a lot of us, a lot of black men have a problem with rejection. It's true. It's a true statement. We have a problem with rejection.
The streets are saying Eric Holder is a known informant and hater, and Nipsey simply didn't want him around his store. Nipsey asked him to leave, told him he couldn't be around, and Eric Holder snapped. He snapped because there's nothing more fragile on this planet than the male ego. All right, men cannot take rejection, and Nipsey telling his brother to beat it hurt his pride so much that he decided to come back and kill that man.
But for this dude just to run back home, grab a gun, and come back and shoot this man just because he was told to leave, that's some bullshit.
Okay, I'm not okay about this. I'm tired of hearing stories about humans killing other humans for absolutely nothing, and it really hits different when those humans are black men, because what happened to Nipsey can happen to any of us at any given time, all right? Hearing that happen to Nipsey makes me question my own mortality in a very different way, because if that happens to brothers like Nip, what hope do the rest of us have? Right?
I mean, black dudes want to act like, and I'm going to coin the phrase, y'all never ever heard me saying it, especially, you know, I don't say it online, but I'm going to actually say it now because this is how some dudes act, but they act like niggas. I watched Deep Cover a couple of days ago, and the dude as Lawrence Fishburne character, what was the difference between a black man and a nigger?
So, Officer Stevens, tell me, do you know the difference between a black man and a nigger?
The nigger's the one that would even answer that question.
This was a coward that went and got a gun and came back and shot this man. This man that went through a lot to come back to turn his life around to bring something good for his community.
Nipsey got killed by a jealous, envious, hating-ass dude from his community who clearly already had some deep-rooted issues and a fragile ego. And he couldn't stand the rejection he received from Nipsey. Like, seriously.
You're gonna go there and take that all away. This dude, ungrateful son of a bitch. You know, that's the problem with people out here. Y'all motherfuckers is so fucking ungrateful out here. Y'all just don't want to see nobody come up. See somebody, you see a group out there doing good for the community, the betterment of the community, the betterment of that person, and you gonna come on social media or anything like that and throw some type of shade, some type of bullshit, some type of hate towards that shit because you guys haven't thought of it? Just because your ass haven't thought of doing what the fuck the other man is doing, you gonna go and hate on that man for doing it. Now go and help that man instead of being against that man. Go and help that man, and maybe some of that blessing that you helping that other man will come to you.
I didn't have a good taste in my mouth about who's inside of the industry and who really loved rap music and who got a passion about the art.
Let me tell you when the whole wide industry paid attention to Nipsey Hussle.
Nipsey Hussle is a G.
He sold his mixtape for $100.
How dare you fucking sell a mixtape for $100?
And it blew us all out the frame.
But you did it. Me?
That means you don't even have to sell a lot. I heard Jay-Z bought 10 of them.
I see bullshit coming, I leave it alone. I'm the type of brother that don't like the drama. If I see drama coming, I leave it alone. If I see you don't like me, I just won't fuck with you. If I see that you have a strong opinion of me, I just won't mess with you. I'm not gonna go on social media and bash you. I'm not gonna go on YouTube and bash you. I'm just not gonna mess with you. I'm tired of seeing all this shit, hearing all this shit. Black men getting killed by cops, black men getting killed by other black men. Genocide. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of seeing all these ghetto fights of black men and women fighting. Makes no sense to me. Man, Nipsey Hussle, man. I never met him.
Nipsey Hussle, in my opinion, was like the leader of the free world. He was the leader of like independent artists.
My name is Nipsey Hussle. I'm a rap artist, an entrepreneur, a author, producer, and you know, a radical.
I like his music. I like what he represents for the West Coast and the culture. And I think he's a very smart businessman.
His influence, you know, was so huge when it came to him dropping those $100 CDs, which was really like a publicity stunt in a sense, because people were so shocked that it was $100. They're like, boy, it must be good then.
That was the illest move anybody ever seen in hip hop.
My cousin met him. This is my cousin right here, standing next to this man right here. The greatest DJ in the land. In the entire land. My cousin, my family. I am proud to call this man my family, DJ Ryan Wolf.
If you real it, what up? Real it, what up? If you ain't about that murder game, shut up. If you real it, what up? Real it, what up? If you ain't about that murder game, shut up. If you real it, what up? Real it, what up? If you ain't about that murder game, shut up.
Not only that, my other cousin, my other cousin, LeBron, he's the father of the greatest, youngest producer in the Ohio land. You know what I'm saying? Check out my little dude, I Am Drum Guy. Go ahead and pick up Moneybag Yo. Pick up Moneybag Yo album, and all the tracks that's on that album is produced by a 15-year-old.
You always gonna be burst so like that blunt, you need to face it. You can't hide intimidation, Stevie Wonder see you hate. I'm the shit, my nigga, face it. Bust down bracelets and big faces. Shit.
You feel me? A 15-year-old producer, Nipsey Hussle. Much respect to you, bruh. Rest in peace, and may God hold you in his arms, man. You are up there with the elite now. You are up there with the elite. This Nipsey Hussle video together. It's been, what, 3 days? Today's what, Wednesday? It's been 3 days. A very actionable 3 days, man. I mean, yesterday I found out that the police got a name to the coward that went up and shot him. And then I wake up this morning to the news that they caught the motherfucker.
As the community mourned, Hussle's alleged killer, Eric Holder, was arrested. Sheriff's deputies handcuffed Holder after getting a tip that the wanted suspect was in Bellflower this afternoon. Holder is being booked for murder. LAPD Chief Michael Moore said Holder had been involved in some sort of dispute with Hussle in front of the rapper's clothing store on Sunday.
He came back armed with a handgun and purposely and repeatedly fired, striking and killing Nipsey Hussle.
He deserved to get caught, so I'm glad they caught him, man. I believe the family could now, you know, be relieved that they caught him, and a little bit of justice can be served, you know. But all in all, the young man Nipsey Hussle was killed over envy and hate. You know, there's too much of that going on right now. Envy and fucking hate. It's just, you know, we need to kill that mentality.
Yeah, they were, Pat and Jeff. Right now, the memorial behind me is now closed, but it closed about an hour ago. Earlier today, hundreds of people lined up around this block just to spend a few minutes here. After last night's chaos, things today were much more peaceful and solemn.
We pray to you. This man lost his life senselessly.
Those who came to pay their respects to Nipsey Hussle are joined in peaceful prayers Tuesday night, one day after this. Well, today, a much different and controlled scene as the LAPD escorted small groups to visit the memorial. After a few minutes, the next group came in.
So we just came to say a prayer and hope that the peace just lingers.
Cause baby, once I'm gone, I ain't coming back. And you gon' have to settle with another man. But when you realize, don't be running back. Ain't no sunshine